Hi everyone, my name is Snehal and I'm an artist. If you're an artist too or an aspiring artist, I know that you might have looked around or bought frames for your paintings or your artworks, and we know that it costs us like hundreds of dollars. I tried making frames at home and I tried various ways and I tried using various materials and I figured out most efficient and the cheapest way to make painting frames. I'm going to show you in very simple steps how to do it, and after watching this video, I'm sure that you will be able to do it easily by yourself. If you're a beginner, it will take a little bit of time initially, but once you're used to it, it's not going to consume a lot of your time. And also, if you follow these steps, you will be able to make as larger frame as you want for your painting. I'm also going to share the list of things that I use for my painting frames in the description, so make sure you check that. On this channel, I'll be sharing more tips and tricks for art and also the process of my artwork. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you want to check out my art, please follow my Instagram page as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing that you're going to do is measure the top and the bottom part of your painting. So that's 2 feet or 24 inches. When I was doing it initially, I would always take zero 0.1 distance more than what I initially measured, just to be safe. I didn't want it to go smaller, because if it goes smaller, then the strip is completely useless. You won't be able to use it anymore. But then I realized a lot of time goes into filing, and that's when I started doing it more precisely. So if I've calculated 2 feet, I'm gonna mark exactly at 2 feet. Now, I'm not a carpenter, so I don't have a whole setup at my home. Get ready with your set. Make sure that you have all the protection that's needed. I'm wearing a mask right now because obviously sawdust is not good for your health. You can buy the respiratory mask as well if you're doing it on a daily basis. Make sure that there's enough ventilation. These gloves, please do not underestimate them. You're going to keep the marking at a straight angle. This is going to make a 90-degree cut to this one, because this is the simplest way you can make frames. A lot of frames are cut in 45 degrees, but it just makes things a little bit more complicated. So if you're not a pro at making it, I think this is the best way we can do it. And trust me, it looks amazing. Make sure that the marking is exactly on this straight angle. It's fine if you go a little bit above the marking, a little bit, 1 mm, because you can just always file it. But if you go lesser than that, then there's no way then just to throw it away or use it for a smaller one. Hold the other end very tightly so that it moves as less as possible, and then just go for it. There you go. And now we're just gonna file the uneven ends. Now, what I usually like to do is take the frame after you cut one piece and just measure if it's fitting perfectly. Cut a little bit more, you can just file it. This is the filer that I use. I got this from Home Depot. It have multiple files, but I usually go for this one. So if you have to file a lot of it, then maybe just go for a thicker one. Or if you just want to scrap out the uneven ends, you'll go for the thinner one. And again, gloves are necessary because trust me, I've hurt myself once in this process. Now I'm going to make another strip just like this, and I'll come back to you. Now all you need to do is get a Gorilla Glue, that is a wood glue, and put it on the frame rather than the wood so that there's no excess flowing. And I literally just take my finger and spread it through. Trust me, that's the easiest way. Just be careful that nothing goes on your painting because you don't want it to be messy. Now take the strip. Any excess, I just put it on the strip. I've got this nail kit. I usually go for the second smallest ones. I don't want to go for the smallest one. Now you literally just put it on there. Make sure that both the ends are equal to the frame. And I usually go for 3 nails at one side. It doesn't look messy because these are like super tiny nails which aren't even visible. I would go ahead and put the nail in the center first. Be careful with the center because there's no support to the frame in the middle. Just double checking once again. There you go. And now I'll go ahead and do the corners. Now all you need to do is measure the other sides. And the only difference in measuring this will be you'll have this extra bit added of the wooden piece. If it's a little bit difficult for you to measure it in inches because of the small points, you can also measure in centimeters. Now, if you take a closer look, this side is slightly bigger than what it needs to be. So I'm just gonna file it. Now again, the same thing, make sure to fill in these parts of the wood with the wood glue. Just gonna turn it over to make sure that it's looking nice and clean from the front. This time I did not put the nails in the canvas frame, but in this wooden piece so that the ends are sealed properly. There you go. This is my art piece with the frame. I honestly think that adding a frame really elevates your piece of art. With time, I have realized the importance of framing your artwork. Now I frame almost all my artwork at home. I hope you got to learn how to make a frame at home. As promised, I'm going to share a few tips with you. Make sure you watch till the end because these are really important tips and you will not regret watching till the end. Things first, obviously, you have to make sure that you are buying the right size of the molding. A lot of times you won't be able to find the exact same width. It's better to get a bigger size than a smaller size because smaller size wouldn't look nice at all, whereas bigger size doesn't even matter. It anyways looks nice. If you're a beginner, make sure to cut the molding at least 1 mm bigger because if it goes a little bit bigger, it is always better to file it down. If it goes too small, then you won't be able to do anything about it. Also, at the same time, don't make it too big because a lot of time will go into filing. There's a little bit gap still remaining. You can use wood filler. You can buy matching wood filler to the molding that you're using. If you want your frame to be in a slightly darker shade, you can use wood stain. It is easily available either on Amazon or your nearest Home Depot. I would suggest to buy a smaller one because we never know how the stain is going to turn out in real when you use it. Also, I would suggest to use a sanding paper to finish the cuts of your frame so that it looks finished even from the sides. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to my channel and follow my Instagram page. See you next time.